Hi, welcome to my Kiwami 3 Moveset Rant video. This video is unscripted, because this game does not deserve a script, dude. The issues are so apparent. It's painful. I'm only gonna talk about movesets this video, mostly because, you know, the rest of the changes they teased are, like, not that substantial. Mostly just, like, a bunch of reused minigames and cutscenes that will probably just, like, make the story slightly worse, kind of like with the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, but I digress. As you probably know by now, Yakuza Kiwami 3 will have two styles. It'll have Dragon of Judgment Kiwami, which I'll be calling Dragon for short, and Ryukyu style, which is a new style with, like, a bunch of weapons and stuff. Keep in mind, from here on out, that I'll be calling Kiryu's original Dragon of Dojima style Legend. And I'll be calling Kiryu's Dragon Engine fighting style Yakuza. Dragon's Rush combo is a mix between Yakuza's and Legend's Rush combos and finishers. And this is probably the only thing about Kiryu's Dragon style that I like. That being said, I don't like some of the minor animation changes that they made with the older moves, like slightly tweaking the animation of the second double finisher and giving more end lag to the final rolling thunder kick. Both of these changes are just unnecessary and weird, and this style has a lot of those, so get ready. Speaking of unnecessary, why did they give the style a fifth light attack? This, in my opinion, is an unnecessary change, because the style doesn't need a fifth light attack. Not every style does. The high sidekick is very obviously a reuse of Yagami's second triple finisher on Crane. The question mark kick and flying sidekick are fine, I guess. They do fit Dragon's theming in a way, since the older styles have always had sprinkles of kickboxing and karate in their strikes. For whatever reason, Dragon also gets a double heavy attack, this time reused from Gaiden's Yakuza style. Yet another odd change, but go off, I guess. Just to list off some other odd changes, evade strikes have been, like, swapped around. The front and back version have been swapped, and the left and right versions have been reanimated, and they look, all of them look bad. They just look bad. Finishing holds now come out of light attacks, which probably has to be the stupidest change I've ever seen to Yakuza style. And RGG didn't even try to fix the transitions on some of these. Could it have been that hard for you, RGG, to put the finishing holds as follow-ups to the finishers that you ported from Legend style? There's also another set of sway attacks, apparently from Brawler. We still haven't seen much of them, but even then, there's no point in having two sets of sway attacks, because they both basically do the same thing. The two sets do the same thing. Dragon also uses Yakuza 3's dropkick instead of Yakuza 6's, which is, in my opinion, an odd change, because Yakuza 6's is just better in every way. It's the same move, it looks better, it feels better to use, and it fits the animation style of the Dragon Engine more than the original Yakuza 3 dropkick. It's such a, like no-brainer, and they still make the wrong decision. And probably the worst reuse I've ever seen in an RGG game, giving Dragon Agent's EX Boost Rush combo. Even worse, it comes out of a double finisher and it doesn't flow well. Do I even have to explain why this move shouldn't be in Dragon? On the excuse that it may or may not be from an Okinawan martial art still doesn't hold up, because Dragon isn't based on Okinawan martial arts. Overall, this style just looks bad. It looks like an amateur mod. It doesn't look like something that would come out of a $60 game by a very successful company. And I'll be honest, I don't have any hope for Ryukyu style either. I don't like the idea of giving Kiryu a style that is entirely weapons. And sure, Kiryu does do weapon training in Kiwami 3, but you start the game with Ryukyu style way before meeting Yanishiro. And some of these weapons, if not all of them, don't fit Kiryu whatsoever. Kiryu wouldn't swing nunchucks like Bruce Lee. Kiryu wouldn't swing around a mace. Kiryu wouldn't use brass knuckles to do these weird looking karate moves. It makes you wonder why RGG just didn't go the simple route and add back the weapon equipment system we've had since 1, instead of cramming like 5 weapons into one style with probably very odd control. Getting back the old system would both fix Ryukyu's cramped control scheme and make each weapon its own thing, leading to each weapon getting its own unique heat actions and maybe even finishers. None of this was an issue in the original Yakuza 3. Legend style as a whole was cohesive. Every move had a purpose, it wasn't bloated, and it has always felt great to use. And the original weapon system was so simple and convenient. I put no blame on RGG's developers. By that I mean the programmers and the animators, because at the end of the day, they're probably overworked, underpaid, and don't have any say in how the combat of the game should work. Whoever directs the combat for these games needs to rethink what they're doing. They should really stop underpaying their animators and underpaying their programmers, because maybe then we'll get good fighting styles again. We'll get good combat again. I am not gonna tell you to not buy Kiwami 3, because truthfully, a lot of the community want a Kiwami 3. But before buying this game, think of what you're supporting. Think of who you're supporting. If you guys want, I can make a separate video on Mine style. I have better things to say about Mine style, but I still have some gripes with it. Thank you for watching. Be responsible with your money, and have a great day.
Yeah! That wasn't your best shot.